So the
give you the
problem is
microphone.
you over here acting like you some authority about what we
No,
can say is
okay,
disrespectful to our culture. You
sir,
cannot give us no. You
I'm not.
cannot tell
I'm
us
not here.
anything that's
I'm not here to
disrespectful
talk
to our
about
culture. Your
culture.
culture is
I'm
Hold on,
your
not talking
culture,
about
and we actually
culture.
don't really
hold
care
on.
about that.
We can't hear both of y'all.
You gotta let me finish
Go ahead and
talking, brother, so you can
let
see
him
where
get
I'm
it. Let him
heading
get
to.
it off. Let him finish up.
But that's the issue. Nobody look at these other cultures of fertility and carnival and all these other scenarios where it's black people gyrating their hips has degenerate behavior. They only want to focus it when it comes to I guess a sexy red because she's making currency out
People don't
of
have
this
that,
goddamn twerking now.
but people don't have
It only comes an issue when we start. It only comes an issue. It seems like when Black Americans start making money off of the culture, and somebody else is not making money off the culture, we have an issue with it.
So
That's
wait,
the issue that I have.
what I believe is more so is that most people have the knowledge of where twerking comes. Which you, me, Mont, and White have. Most
Okay.
people don't, right? So we would be the minority. So the majority of people view twerking the way that we just described it. And again, it's because they don't understand the value. But like I said earlier, the cultural aspects do not matter to people that it does not matter to. The people who
So Willie, with that point, right? The issue with that point is that a lot of people that do know where it comes from is the one that is pushing out the negative narrative instead of correcting the narrative. Like, so me, you, Mr. White, and we gotta be the ones that correct and say, no, it's not degenerate behavior, unless the whole system we're gonna have to say is degenerate behavior, not just our small new focal point of this section of this style of dance.
How you guys doing?
But what I also don't want is, just to be clear, there's a restaurant in Dallas called True Kitchen that black people have fucking ruined. What I don't like about going to eat there is always a bitch trying to twerk next to my table, and they'll be standing on booths twerking and shit. That's the stuff that we're talking about, and what we don't realize is that's the stuff that gets pushed on social media. That's what gets clipped, and that's what the people who want to make money off of us see. And then when they can't, they use it against us because they can't monetize it. So I agree with your point wholeheartedly. The thing is, like our parents both, I know your parents told you this. There is a time and place for everything.
And you was at the place and time for shaking your ass in front of a restaurant. Go to a restaurant that is not playing music.
Hold
on.
Do not have that culture within the restaurant. If I go to a certain restaurant, I'm expecting certain cultures. So if I go to a goddamn spot where it got loud music and I can't talk to my person, that the music is more important than the actual ambiance of having a conversation, I'm not going to be surprised if I get a little booty juice on my goddamn chicken wings. I'm like, oh, this is what it is. This is where I went to.
Let's say I concede that point, right?
Booty, rocking everywhere.
You do know what that means is, right? That just goes to show that the place that this is happening is in the black community. It's not white restaurants. The restaurants that are accepting this are black restaurants that are accepting.
You haven't been to, no, just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean that it's not happening, because it's plenty of day restaurants, it's plenty of day situations that they understand that it's only them and they are doing that degenerate behavior in their culture. So when they go to that kind of restaurant, they expect that. When they go to a suit and tie restaurant, they expect the suit and tie experience.
White people in mass twerking or just
we can't hear you, Marcus, by the way. Go ahead, Willie. I'm sorry.
When have you, what if you could provide me with, even if it's anecdotal, videos, clips of white people or Asian people? Hell, I even give you Mexicans because them motherfuckers love to dance. Like, you've been to a King area, that's fire. Like, or a Mexican restaurant where they're dancing like this. Because that's what I'd want to see. Because I've been all around the world in 81 countries, experienced every culture you can imagine. I don't see this type of behavior, even in countries where twerking is like part of the culture. I only see it with black restaurants in America or in clubs.
I gotta say something, because I know when somebody said this, Marcos get mad about it. Let me come.
Let me just answer that.
Hold on. Let Ikene roll.
He did ask me a question.
Don't
Good.
forget
He
your
did
point. Just don't hold your point.
It's real quick. It's called the Nautical Canal in Long Island.
Let me put it this way, right?
Back chat it.
Because in every Africa country is not the same. Let's say Nigeria, right? If you come to Nigeria, we have over 200 and something tribes. And what one tribe does might alienate the other tribe. They're not the same. So if you say that Africa, that talking is allowed in Africa, no, that's not true. Because there are communities in Africa you can talk. You can't talk at all because it's not their culture. So different people accept different food and different things. But in the same Africa, in communities where they do stuff like that, right? Just like Willie said and True said, there are places and time for certain things. And for the people that do that, they don't do it in general public. What they do is that, like you guys call it fertility, right? It's not actually fertility itself. What it is this: when women do that, they do that to tell the men not for sexual reason but for birth, which is where the fertility comes in. But generally, it's not like that. It's just like a woman that has a small breast in Africa versus a woman that have big breast. For a small breast, they take it like she can't really breastfeed. But for a bigger breast, they see that she can breastfeed more. And if you
That's
come
stupid.
and
That's not true, is it?
I mean, it's stupid because that kind of goes to a lot of their coaches over there, right? They do a lot of stupid things over there, right? So, and that's just what it is. Just like this whole idea of
bro, let me finish talking, okay? Let me finish talking. Let me finish talking. You're gonna talk, okay? Just let me land, okay? Let me
Do you
land.
literally think the bigger the
I'll
breast?
give you the microphone.
So
I'll
the
give you the
problem is
microphone.
you over here acting like you some authority about what we
No,
can say is
okay,
disrespectful to our culture. You cannot give us no. You cannot tell us anything that's
I'm not here to
disrespectful
talk
to our
about
culture. Your
culture.
culture is
I'm
your
not talking
culture,
about
and we actually
culture.
don't really
Hold
care
on.
about that.
We can't hear both of y'all.
You gotta let
Go
me
ahead
finish
go ahead
talking,
and
brother, so you can see where I'm
let him
heading
get it
to.
off. Let him finish up. Let him finish up.
So I think, like, if you go to South Africa, right? That's where you see a lot of stuff like that happen a lot, because South Africa is more like the African side that they can come in the street and not wear not wear bra at all. Their breast is just right there. Then if you go to the Fulani outside, like Senegal, the ones that are not Muslims, right? Yes, they do the same thing like South Africa, but that is a very small aspect of Africa. But generally, even in those countries, just like Willie said, if you come out just in the middle of the street or in a supermarket and start shaking your body, they will take you like you're out of your goddamn mind. They'll think you're crazy. I don't think that we should say that is a bad thing at all. I would like my wife to do that for me, but not to come out in front of a supermarket like Target and begin to shake her body. No, come on, that's very disrespectful. I wouldn't even let my daughter do that. So if we are men, and another thing that you guys got to understand, the criticism about that is not generally coming from Africans. It's actually coming from African Americans, and you got to
It's not.
understand that. I'm coming, please. You're gonna have your time, because I have a lot of African American friends and family. Friends and family. I didn't just say friends, both friends and family. And I got to say, I've heard them said it. There are things that I've never criticized. I see them criticize. And the reason why I understand their criticism is because African Americans are not the same. African Americans come from different parts of Africa and different tribes. And some of them believe that they come here, they Native America. You see what I'm saying? Some believe that they are Native
No.
America. Some believe that they're from Africa. But they also came with that tradition. That is why here in African American community, the argument is in the community because of where your genetics come from. And some African Americans come from tribes in Africa where things like that are tolerated. So it can still come down from your genotype. You see what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
And
So I rest
it's
my case.
nonsense that it's nonsense that you, and this is why this is the problem when we act like because you have the same skin color that you are allowed to have this conversation. For you to keep on referencing some goddamn twerking and Target like that is the normal thing in America is wild and disrespectful. It's disrespectful. We don't talk up, we don't come up here and say, hey, at least we ain't shitting in the street. That's what
I
y'all
never.
do. Y'all go
I,
up to pop a squat in the middle of the
nobody.
damn street. We
Nobody
don't
said
say
that is
nothing about
okay.
that. We leave
Nobody
it
said that is
alone. We say,
okay.
hey, that's what's going on over there. Now you don't want to have the same respect that you asked me, right? I be quiet. You gave me a great point and said, hey, let me finish. I fell back. Trey corrected me, said, Sharon, fall back. Except that you and your culture over there, whatever country that is, they take shits in the street.